A girl thinks someone is stalking her. Turns out, he says, I just live in the same neighborhood. Have you ever had that creepy feeling that you're being watched? That prickly sensation on the back of your neck that just won't go away. I had that feeling for weeks, and it was driving me absolutely insane. It all started on a Monday morning. I was walking to my favorite coffee shop, the one on the corner of Elm and Maple, when I noticed him. He was tall, wearing a gray hoodie and dark sunglasses, even though it was cloudy. He was just standing across the street, seemingly looking in my direction. I brushed it off. It's a busy street. People stand around all the time. But then, on Tuesday, I saw him again. Same spot, same hoodie. My heart started to beat a little faster. Coincidence? Maybe. By Wednesday, I was officially on high alert. There he was again. This time, I tried to get a better look, but his face was obscured by the shadows of his hood. I grabbed my coffee and practically sprinted back to my apartment, my mind racing. Who was he? What did he want? I spent the rest of the day peeking out my window, but I didn't see him. The paranoia, however, had already set in. Every little noise made me jump. The creak of the floorboards, the rustle of leaves outside everything sounded like a threat. The next day, Thursday, I decided to change my routine. No coffee shop! I would make my own coffee at home. I thought if I broke the pattern, he would disappear. But when I went to take out the trash that afternoon, I saw him. This time, he was at the end of my street, leaning against a lamppost. My blood ran cold. He wasn't just at the coffee shop. He was near my home. This was no longer a coincidence. This was something else. I felt a wave of panic wash over me. I dropped the trash bag and ran back inside, fumbling with my keys, my hands shaking so badly I could barely get the door open. I triple-looked it behind me and slid down to the floor, my back against the door, trying to catch my breath. I spent the next few days in a self-imposed lockdown. I ordered groceries online, I worked from home, and I avoided going outside at all costs. I told my best friend, Sarah, about it. She was immediately concerned. Are you serious? You need to call the police, she insisted. But what would I tell them? There's a guy in a gray hoodie who ... stands places. It sounded flimsy, even to me. I felt helpless. I felt like I was living in a horror movie, and I was the main character who makes all the dumb decisions. The suspense was killing me. Every time I looked out my window, I expected to see him there, watching, waiting. After nearly a week of hiding, I knew I couldn't live like this. I was letting fear control my life. I had to face this. Sarah offered to come with me, a sort of one-woman security detail. I finally agreed. We decided to go to the park, a public place, in broad daylight. I figured if he was going to show up, at least there would be witnesses. We sat on a bench, pretending to chat, but my eyes were scanning the area constantly. For a while, nothing happened. I started to relax, thinking maybe, just maybe, I had imagined the whole thing. Maybe I was just stressed out, and my mind was playing tricks on me. And then I saw him. Gray hoodie, sunglasses, walking along the path directly towards us. My breath hitched. Sarah, that's him, I whispered, my voice trembling. Sarah looked up, her expression hardening. Okay, don't panic. Let's just see what he does. He kept walking, his pace steady. He was getting closer and closer. My heart was pounding against my ribs like a drum. This was it, the confrontation. He was about 10 feet away, then 5. He stopped right in front of our bench. My mind went blank with terror. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. He slowly took off his sunglasses. He didn't look menacing at all. In fact, he looked ... confused and familiar. Excuse me, he said, his voice surprisingly gentle. I know this is going to sound really weird, but do you live in the new apartment building on Elm Street? The one with the bright blue door? I just stared at him, dumbfounded. I managed a small nod. He let out a sigh of relief. Oh, thank goodness! I'm so sorry if I've seemed strange. I'm Mark. I just moved into apartment for B, right across the hall from you. My moving truck with all my stuff, including my coffee maker, has been delayed for a week. He pointed to the coffee shop down the street. I've been going there every morning, and I've seen you around the building. I was trying to work up the courage to say hi and introduce myself as your new neighbor. But I'm super awkward with new people. He gestured to his hoodie. And I guess this is my only clean hoodie right now, so I've been living in it. My jaw was on the floor. Sarah burst out laughing. All that fear, all that paranoia, for nothing. He wasn't a stalker. He was my neighbor. An awkward, undercaffeinated neighbor who just wanted to say hello. We ended up chatting for a while. Mark was actually really nice. He was a graphic designer who had just moved to the city. We even had a laugh about the whole misunderstanding. He was mortified that he had scared me so badly. To make it up to me, he offered to buy me coffee for a week once his stuff finally arrived. That evening, as I unlocked my apartment door, I saw a small welcome basket sitting in front of it. It was from Mark. Apartment for B. Inside was a bag of gourmet coffee beans. And a note that said, "For my favorite neighbor." Sorry for being a creep. The whole experience taught me a valuable lesson. Sometimes, our fears can blow things way out of proportion. Our minds create these elaborate, terrifying narratives based on just a few small details. It's so easy to jump to the worst case scenario to let anxiety take the wheel. But more often than not, the reality is far less sinister. It is usually just a guy in a gray hoodie who needs a cup of coffee and is too shy to say hi. So next time you feel that prickly sensation on the back of your neck, take a deep breath. It might not be a stalker. It might just be your new neighbor. Or, maybe it is a stalker. So still be careful. But don't let fear paralyze you before you know the whole story. That entire week of panic feels so distant now. Mark and I have become pretty good friends. We grab coffee together most mornings, and I've even helped him pick out some new hoodies so he can vary his wardrobe. Sarah still brings it up all the time, calling me her little detective and teasing me about my overactive imagination. And honestly, I can't blame her. Looking back, it's a funny story. A classic case of miscommunication and misplaced fear. It's a reminder that life isn't a thriller movie, and most people are just trying their best to navigate their own awkward lives. One cup of coffee at a time. It's amazing how a simple conversation can change everything, turning a potential villain into a friend. And it all started with a misunderstanding. Thanks so much for watching and listening to my story. If you enjoyed it or can relate in any way, if you give me a like and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.